Howdy doodly, everybody, and welcome back to the Pearson Podcast, episode 70. Now, right off the bat, I wish I had something incredibly special planned for 70. At first I was going to do a live stream, then my Wi-Fi, for whatever reason, keeps cutting out, so I didn't want the live stream to cut out randomly, so I was like, and not only is it special because it's 70, but it's special because it's my last podcast before I go on this road trip. Now, I'm not guaranteeing there won't be a podcast when I'm on the road, but there probably won't because I'm going to be, obviously doing a lot of stuff. So, right off the bat, if this is your first podcast of mine, I was going to recommend watching a different one, but this one's probably going to be just pretty similar as the rest. So, I'm just going to go through everything I'm going to talk about really quick. Going to be talking about last podcast before I go on the road trip. Going to be talking about my VeVe NFT haul. We had a big week. Actually, shoot, I forgot if did I talk about the Star Wars comic? I'm going to talk about it still. Star Wars comic, Doctor Strange comics. Going to be talking about what VeVe has done as far as introduced me into collecting physical collectibles, comics, stuff like that. Going to be talking about what I did this weekend, filming this Monday, May 9th, 2022. And I'm going to be talking about what I did this last weekend, Mother Day weekend. It was a big weekend, did a lot of stuff. And, but that's just going to show you how much I don't have planned for this podcast because I'm just going to be talking about what I did in this packed day. Okay, so, and then going to be talking about, got a new knife. Going to be talking about, again, going to be talking about the road trip again. Going to be talking about the new Avatar and the new Bethesda game. So, boom, let's get into it. Okay, so this is, in fact, the last podcast I am doing ever. Now, the last podcast I'm doing because I'm going on this really long road trip with my grandma, and so basically it's gonna be long. I mean, it's gonna be probably like, we're leaving. Let me do the calculations real quick. Probably gonna be gone, I mean, close to 30 days. You know what I mean? A little less, but it's gonna be a long trip, and I am excited. Many miles. Gonna go to a wedding. Yeah, it'll be sick. But I'm going to be making a video, and I guess I'll talk about this first. So, talking about the road trip and then how the videos are going to be. So, at first, I said I'm going to be doing a video every day guaranteed. Now, I'm not saying that won't happen, but I am changing from guaranteed to not guaranteed because I wrote down a couple reasons. One, there will be some days where we don't do much. Two, there will be some things that I should just do off camera to help the trip for myself. And if I do everything on camera, then it just, I don't know. I mean, even the professionals, Harold Balder, he has many days where he doesn't record. So I think the thing is, I was about to say quality over quantity, but YouTube is all about quantity. It's difficult, you know what I mean? So here's the thing. I will try for a video vlog every day, but not guaranteed. How about that? Just leave it at that. Okay, so let me talk about Mother's Day weekend, because a big part of this podcast is going to be dedicated to my mom. So first, okay, so on Saturday, the beginning of the beginning of Mother's Day weekend. We started by going to an island near our house. Now I know what you're thinking. Okay, Richie. I'm being vague because I don't want to disclose our location. But we went to a nearby island. That's whatever. To get some fancy liquor that my parents like. It's some distillery where they make. I mean, they have like some huge awards. They mainly, I think they do whiskey, and then they mainly do these berry liqueurs. Now, right off the bat, what's the difference between liquor and liqueur? You know what? Let's ask Siri. Even though my relationship with Siri, she's gonna be like, "Here's a Wikipedia article," or what am I saying? Article. Hey Siri, what is the difference between liqueur and liquor?
Okay, I found this on the web.
Thanks. That's nothing. Found this on the web, even though you could have just searched it up yourself. But isn't that the same with everything? The thing that I don't like is Google Voice, or whatever it's called, would have said. Now, one thing I will say is liqueur and liquor, I think are they spelled the same? So maybe they're going to be like, do they listen to, not accents, but whatever. Let's get back on track. So yeah, we went down there to get the liqueur. So we're going to a wedding on this road trip. Me and my grandma are going down. Then my parents are going to meet down later on. And then, so yeah, basically the liquor, I mean, we got a little bit for ourselves, but mainly for wedding gifts and stuff like that. It's cool because you do a little taste test, you get a little bit of buzz. I don't know if you're supposed, but I'm like, good, 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 you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So, and I'll talk about this real quick. When people say whiskey, oh, that whiskey tastes so good, I don't know if they're like being like, I don't know, like, does it taste the same goodness as like a cake tastes good? You know what I mean? Like, I guess I'll equate it to a different drink. Like a nice Sobe. Maybe something a little bit more relatable. A nice bottle of 1776 champagne. No. Just some freaking drink like Gatorade or whatever. Gatorade is pretty delicious. I want to chug it. Whiskey, pretty delicious. You don't want to just chug it to get all that flavor, you know what I mean? You guys with me? I remember back in the day with my homies, we would drink rum. And we were just drinking it to get drunk. So we were like, we'll get this $20 handle of rum. I think it was $20. And I thought rum and whiskey is a wholly different thing. Now maybe it is. And maybe it was just cheap whiskey put in a rum label. But that whiskey I tried, now be that as it may, smoother. And, I could taste the oaky afterbirth and whatnot. But tasted practically the same as that $20 bottle of rum. So what are we talking about here? You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me get back on track. So, did a little taste test of the liqueur. Then we got sandwiches at this place that I can't tell the name, or else, because it's like a one-off place, you'll know exactly where we be. But it's like this little place. Actually, we asked the liquor guy. We were like, any recommendations on where we should eat down here on this tropical island because we're rich? I'm just kidding. I don't know why I'm saying that. For whatever reason, I say island, and then I think of some tropical place, in the Bahamas or whatever. Scratch that. So we got sandwiches at this place this guy recommended. We went there, and you ever go to a place and it's like they got rules all over the place? Like, this was one of those places. So, okay, so we walk in, right? And I mean, it's one of those places where it's like there's no clear direction, you know? Like, the food, see, it goes back to what I always say, creative side and the business side, they just don't jive, you know? Like, they're completely opposite. And in this case, the creative side is making the food, the sandwiches, it's a deli place, and the business side is how you place your rules with which one. Why do you even have so many rules? I don't get into that. But it's just so confusing, you know? Your eyes should just, you know, like, it should be easy. You shouldn't have to work for your stuff. So basically, we walk in, and we're like, what's going on? Where are we? So one, there's two entrances. Okay, so one, it's like, and one is for sure you go in, and one is you don't. So right off the bat, we didn't even see until when we went out. We're like, oh, there's two entrances, and then we saw this little thing saying entrance. So we just walked in like we just thought it was two separate stores. So we walk in, blah blah blah. We're looking, and you know, it's a small place. You know, it's probably only like, I don't know, 20 seats max. And so basically, we're looking around. We don't know where it is. We see like a little table with a stack of menus. And we're like, and then we see on this wall a giant list of rules. And I'm like, I should have taken a picture of it, but it's like 1 through like 8. You know, it's like if you're dining in, if you're ordering, if you're blah blah blah. And it's like, take a menu, scan the QR code. I'm like, well, what are we talking about here? Basically, and then I look down, and there's like 10 more rules. I'm not even kidding. It's like, know what sandwiches you want when you get there. Order your sandwiches before you order your pickles or chips. I'm like, what are we talking about here? Pickles? And then 8 others that I honestly should have taken a picture of it, but whatever. But we got the sandwiches, and they were amazing. Now, one thing. Now, I know, I'm trying not to focus on the negative, but I gotta keep it real with y'all. When you're making a sandwich, not only does the preparation, ingredients, and overall love go into it to make it the best, but something that people look over always is how you layer the ingredients. Now, I'm of the opinion that, I mean, depending on what ingredients, the lettuce always goes on bottom and it's always shredded, and aioli on both sides. But basically the thing that they did wrong is the cheese was on the way bottom. So when you got a bite, you get that overloadingly cheese flavor directly on your tongue. It's just like it's too much, and then it kind of overpowers the rest. What you should do is either right on top of the meat or tomato and then the cheese on top of the meat. That's my opinion, and I'd like to hear someone else's counter opinion, because it would have brought it literally from I think I rated it like a 7.1 to like a 8.1. You know, like one whole notch. So, just saying. But it was banging. I think they made the bread there, or at least from my local bakery, and it was delicious. Absolutely delicious. So, after we got the sandwiches, we took a ferry to the other side of the island, the big island of Hawaii. No. Let me take a sip of this brew. It's a Starbucks Keurig Fresh. I actually don't know if it's Starbucks. Probably isn't. Okay. So, took the ferry, which the ferry is always fun. You know, if you guys have never been on a ferry, it's an interesting thing. So, a fairy is a mythical creature found in many forests. No, it is a large boat, and large enough to where you literally drive onto it, and the boat swims across the bay, lands, and then you drive off. And it's like a 20-25 minute ride or something like that, so you can get out, go to the top. It's fun. And so that was a fun. I love going on the ferry. So you land there, and then after that we went to a casino. Now I don't like gambling. I think there was one time, somewhat recently actually, where I actually tried to gamble. And I went with $20, so it's not like anything crazy. But something rubbed me the wrong way. I was doing good, right? I got my 20 bones up to 50 or 60 bones. I'm feeling good. And then I went into some random machine, and I think I thought it was 5 cents a spin, but it was $5 a spin, and then all my money was gone. I'm like, see you later. So that's that. So I don't gamble anymore, but I stand next to my family. My mom and my dad usually go separate ways because my dad just he's good. He zones in. He's mixing up his amounts, and he always somehow ends up with more. I don't know how. But my mom and my little brother Jax, we just have fun, and it's fun. So basically, I had 2 beers, Corona Extras. Now, one thing I will say, I think until the rest of time, whenever I have a Corona Extra, it'll always remind me of my home dogs from when I used to party a lot. Many years ago now, but we always used to get Corona Extra, so I feel like Corona Extra is surging through my veins some days. And another thing is, I think it's impossible, and now, knock on wood, I think it's impossible for me personally to get really drunk off beers. I don't understand it. It's I feel like one, I have a low tolerance of alcohol, right off the bat. I don't know if it's because of my genes or my Native American blood or who knows, but I don't know what it is. I have a low tolerance for alcohol, but as far as beers, it's just now liquor, rum, it's a different story. Okay. Because if you drink the equivalent of, the liquid value of a beer in rum, it's obviously a different story. So, yeah, I don't know. Why did I bring that up? Let's go to this transcriber. Oh, yeah, so I was drinking Corona Extra, reminding me of my boys. I don't know if they're, I feel like our brains are linked, and I feel like me just doing this, I hope they felt that, and respect to them. So, Safeway, okay, so it's just grocery store, home, and then I finished watching Heat. If you guys have never seen Heat, check it out. Now here's the thing. Now just briefly talk about Heat. Very good movie. One thing that threw me for a loop is, I'm going, hey Siri. I should have learned my math lesson. Hey Siri, who are the cast in Heat?
Which one? Here are some
Shut
options.
up. All
In
right.
the heat of the night.
Yes.
The Heat.
Yeah.
Heat features Al
Okay.
Pacino, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer,
Okay.
and
Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. thought they were the same person. Like, in general. It's kind of like Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon. They just melt, you know? And especially because Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon are in the same genre. They both have a talk show. They both are super boring. I'm just kidding, man. Kind of. And, you know what I mean? But genre and look is the biggest thing. Now, Al Pacino and, I'm sorry, I forgot the other guy's name. Now, I didn't grow up with them, so I am just like, they're the same people. And it took me a while into the movie to realize, okay, wait, they're different people. I realize it sounds super, super dumb. I realize it, right? I do. Especially because one has like a goatee and the other one doesn't. So yeah, but that's just one thing. But yeah, cool movie. I haven't seen it. You probably have, but it's got like a lot of really good actors. Super cool. So now, that was Saturday. Time to talk about Sunday, aka Mother's Day. I hope everyone out there in the sound of my voice is doing well. Really. I hope, no matter who you are, if you've got love in your heart, I hope you are doing well. Yeah. And thank you very much for listening to this, if you are. Really appreciate that. Am I right? All right. So, Mother's Day. Not a whole lot went down. Had the fam over. And by fam, I mean my family that live in my house and my grandma and grandpa. Now, I made something that I have not made before. And it's fish tacos. Fried fish tacos with panko. Excuse me. Now, yes, it is pronounced panko. Is it? Annoying? Kind of. But that's just how it's pronounced. Alright? Panko is Japanese breadcrumbs. Alright? Now, panko is breadcrumbs in Japanese. I can only imagine that pan is bread and ko is crumbs, right? Panko, breadcrumbs. Now, if you haven't tried it, try it, because they bang, alright? They're delicious. Now, my mom is gluten-free, so what I do with these little fishies is I get a nice slab of Alaskan cod, chop it up, and, in little fish stick sizes, probably like, I don't know, 4 inches, I don't even know, 4 or 5 inches, and long, and then like a 1 inch by 1 inch thickness, something like that. And basically what you do is, one, you cut them out, lay them out, salt them, and then put them in the fridge, and then that salt kind of absorbs into it. It's better overnight, as always, as everything is, but I only did it for like an hour or so. So, and then you take them out. Now you have 3 bowls, alright? One is filled with flour, in this case, gluten-free flour. One is filled with eggs. You just, crack them up and then, whisk them. And then the last one is the panko. So, what I do, because I grind up the panko, that's just me personally, just because sometimes, especially the gluten-free one, because who knows what that even is, I guess it's probably just gluten-free bread, but for whatever reason, they don't cover as well if you don't crush them up. Again, non-gluten-free, totally fine, doing whatever you want. But gluten-free, I recommend you at least crush it up. But I blend it just a little bit. You don't want it too fine, but you blend it. So 3, you take the fish, you boom. Now, I use my you want a dry hand and a wet hand. You take the fishy. I use the right hand because I'm right-handed for my dry, my left for the wet. and wet being egg, you get it. So the right hand, grab the fish, you drop it in the flour, you shake it around, you make sure it's fully covered, and then you shake off the excess. And then you drop it in the egg. You take your left hand, you make sure it's covered in the egg, and then you wipe off the edges and kind of drizzle off. You don't want it soaking, you just want the egg covered. And then boom, you drop it in the panko, cover it around, maybe make sure you push it in as well. That's something that a lot of people forget. Push it in, not like crazy, you don't want to smush the meat, you never want to smush the meat. But you smush it in, and then boom, you put it in. I pan fried it, avocado oil, low medium heat, in about, I don't know, half inch of avocado oil, boom, bada bang, bada boom. Had some corn tortillas. My mom makes this amazing sriracha aioli, spread that on, made some guacamole. You put the tortilla, you lay a little bit of aioli, you put the fish stick, you put the avocado, some cilantro. I use the stems because they got more flavor than the leaves. You sprinkle it on, you gabagool, you're finished. It's delicious. It was absolutely delicious, really. And that, my friends. And then we started watching Jumanji. Number 2. Those Jumanji movies slap. You know what I mean? It's one of those movies you can just turn on. Story. What's a story? I mean, it's got a good story, but you just turn on. It's good whenever you watch it. It's good. It's funny. It's entertaining. Who am I kidding? So. And then, yeah, we had a good time with the fam. Yeah, super fun. Now, let me take a sip of this brew. Excuse me. Alright, so, gonna be talking about my mom for a second. My mom is, since it's Mother's Day, gonna be, dedicated a healthy portion to my mom. Now, it's difficult. I'm having difficulty finding the words. My mom is amazing in every way. You know what I mean? And I should have had something prepared. Now, I have 2 trips planned with my mom. Not really planned, but happening at some point in our future. One, we're going to go to New Zealand. Hopefully by that time, VeVe is exploding. It would be super cool if VeVe had some sort of... because VeVe is based in New Zealand. If VeVe had some sort of... not concert, but you know what I'm trying to say. Some event in New Zealand. That'd be sick. Because me and my mom are the ride or diers for VeVe. Not really ride or die, but we're the ones that out of my family that really truly believe. And my mom's not dumb. She actually found out about it the exact same time I found out about it. Because it was actually my birthday last year. Andre Jick, shout out to him. He uploaded a video, and and we both watched it on at the exact same time, and it was super cool. And we downloaded the app, and I think the day after was my first drop, which was the Day of the Dead drop, Day of the Dead stamp drop, and yeah, so, and then right after that, it was Golden Moments. I got an Iron Man. My dad got an Iron Man. My little brother got the Avengers logo. I got an Elsa, sold it for $190. And at that point, I'm like, $190? I'm rich. Now, Elsa at all-time highs like 6,000. But that's okay. So, So let's see. Did we get any other golden moments? No. Yeah, so we got those, and then after that it was the fruit. What was it called? The something con. Forgot. Landed a bunch of those, flipped them, boom, and now I'm like forever in the profit. So now I'm playing with the house's money. But yeah, it would be super cool if they did a VeVe event in New Zealand, because then me and my mom would go there and it'd be super sick. So that's one, and then Portugal is another trip we have planned. That would be flooping, yanking, sick as well. These things are happening, ladies and gentlemen, because I mean, I don't know when my mom will retire, but once she retires, it'll be a lot easier for her schedule to open up, obviously. And then me, me, I'm always going to be living on the edge. I'm never going to be nailed down to, the man-slave game. Never. Hopefully. So I'll be able to take, I plan on saving and taking off some time every once in a while to go on some trippy poos. Because you know me. If I got 2,000 bones, I can go to Chiang Mai, Thailand for 9 days and live like a king. You know what I mean? Like a king. 9 days. Chiang Mai, Thailand. Like a king. Alright? 2,000. You know what I mean? So, yeah. My mom is amazing. In every single ding-dong diddly way. I will never win the lottery because I already won the lottery being placed into this house with this family. And, yeah, they adopted me when I was 7. No. Yeah. Absolutely. Cannot say enough about my mom. I really cannot. She always knows what to say when I'm feeling down. Her personality is amazing. No. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so I guess I'll talk about my new knife real quick. Oh yeah, and I'm getting a fresh cut on Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, from a barber. You know what I mean? I'm getting pretty excited about that. I wish this is actually like pretty grown out, if you will. Yeah. Really filling in the beard here. Okay, so this is the first knife that I've ever gotten that's like an actually good, really good knife. And it was only $45. This is, my brother Jax texted me something really quick. He said, "Hey, Riley." And I said, "Hey, Jax." Let's see what he says. Take a picture with my passport. Okay, I gotta pause it real quick. I'll be back. Boom. Alright. Had to do something for my brother real quick. What was I saying? This is the first time that I've ever gotten. That is actually really good. $45. Okay, yeah. So this is $45 from Amazonian. Now this is from a place called VeVe. Just showed it on the camera. Yeah, real nice. Take a listen to this. Huh? Now that's quality. And then you know what I mean? Yeah. yeah, it's a really nice knife. But yeah, I wanted to get a knife for EDC, if you will, everyday carry. And I got one. So, because it's just good to have it's just good to have a knife on you, a blade on you. You know what I mean? It's just good to have a blade on you. So, what was I talking about? All right, Mother's Day trip. I guess I can talk about the new Avatar real quick. Saw the teaser trailer. Looks sick. It's coming out December, I believe. Whew. Looks awesome. Now I'll talk about the new Bethesda game. That looks awesome. It's Xbox exclusive, so I get it. Why did Bethesda sell out to Xbox? I don't get it. That's so annoying. And the Xbox people are like, I get it. Lucky for y'all. But why can't we all just, have all the games? You know what I mean? And how about you worry about making your console better and then get people to buy it because your console's better, not put all the money into just buying some company to only make it on you. It's like so dumb. So dumb. I don't know what else to say. That's that. So, last thing I'm going to be talking about is VeVe NFT haul. Alright, so basically, doing all these VeVe NFT things, they've really gotten me. Yeah, really, I've only been going for 37 minutes. It's going to be a short one today, guys. I apologize. Again, I wanted to do it live. I really did. Wanted to do it live, but I knew my computer. So here's the thing about my Wi-Fi. I was going to go into the beginning, but I didn't want to lose, 90% of the people watching like I already do. My computer, for whatever reason, will just stop being connected to the Wi-Fi. Like, it's not. I don't understand it. That's besides the point. All right. So, now, this Strange Tales dropped. Let me just see when it was dropped. Doesn't say? Come on. Give me a date here. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so if you don't know what VeVe NFT is, and if you are into NFTs at all, look it up. Because this, my friends, not financial advice, but this still could make you a healthy chunk of change. Plus, it's just straight fun. Is it really gambling if you're guaranteed to have fun and almost guaranteed to make your money back? So, okay. So, Strange Tales 111 dropped. And that's a comic, okay? Now, it is the first appearance of... I forgot what his name... Asbestos Man? I don't think that's what it is. I forgot. Whatever. That one was okay. I got 5 of those. They're doing okay. But the real big kahuna is that they dropped Star Wars #1 comic. Now, currently, you could have bought it for $14.99, and now it's worth $60. And then, that was only the common. And all these prices are actually down from yesterday. I got 2 uncommons, which were the same price, and they're $82. Yesterday, they were $100. Both my brother, mom, and my dad got a rare. And those are $200. And the secret rares are sitting at $2,000. So it's like, what are we talking about here? But yeah, I got 2 uncommons, sitting pretty on that. And then a couple days ago was Strange Tales 110, which is a comic, and it's the first appearance of Doctor Strange. I I've never seen. I have seen Doctor Strange 1, but I was a little out of it. And I'll talk about that story one day. So, Strange Tales number 110, first appearance of Doctor Strange. Now, these in real life, for a perfect condition, aka 9.8, go for $500,000, huh? Yeah. So, the commons are going for 30 bones, and these are $6.99. 30 bones. Uncommons, 30 bones. Let's see what the secret rare is going for. 1.4. Dang. Yeah, that would have been a nice one to get the secret rare on. So yeah, I got, I think, 3 commons on that, so doing pretty decent. But yeah, this whole VeVe thing has been a very fun thing on my life. To this day, I have put in probably about, rounding up to about $300. It's less, probably about $250, but it's probably about $350 or $250. I'll just say $300. And at an all-time high, this is probably worth around at least $15,000, but probably more. And in the long term, I mean, Jiminy Crickets, you know what I mean? So, pretty good in my opinion, but, but then again, you have to get lucky. One, I got in relatively early, because at some point, some people got in at like February last year. And that is when you could have bought a Reso Batman for, I'm guessing probably like $90 or less, and now they're worth like all-time high, I think like $25,000. You know what I mean? For one. So people, were stacking a bunch, and also there's Marvel Comics number 1. They were below retail now, all-time high of like $500. You could have stacked a bunch and got like, you know what I mean? So that's just the thing about getting in on these things early. And here's the thing again. Are we risking things? Yes. Or are we not risking things? I guess we're risking the money we're putting in. Are we taking a chance in having this work out in the future? Yeah, of course. I mean, now, one, it's so different than like doing just a crypto, though. It's like putting money into this and it goes up and down. This is so fun, this app. You can, and especially they're coming out with new things every day. It's like, it's so fun, new features. You can go into your collection room and put all your stuff all over the place and walk through it. Excuse me. Put it into AR mode. I could set one of my things down on my desk. It's fun. And it really is, and also I talked about the Jurassic Park thing. They teamed up, VeVe teamed up with AMC Theaters. If you see the new upcoming Jurassic Park, there's like a double feature thing. If you buy tickets of that, every ticket you get a promo code to get a free Jurassic Park NFT on VeVe. It's like nobody knows what it is. Nobody know, you know what I mean? That just seems so sick. Like, it's just so fun. It literally, what it is it gives me the feeling of a Christmas morning. Really. Because it's like, you're going for this drop. It's like, are you going to get it? Are you going to get a good one? The rarities, the serial numbers. It's so fun. Plus, it's all tied to money, It's all an investment. It's fun all around. So that being said, I don't think I have anything else to talk about. My Instagram is in the description. My Patreon is in the description. I sure hope you enjoyed watching this point. I mean, I think hopefully you did if you're still here. I mean, my godly ding dong dang. If you are watching right now, I sure appreciate you. I really do. And this is the last podcast I'm doing until I get back. So, it'll probably be May, June. It'll probably be June 9th. I don't know. Something like that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I really do. And I will see you all when I get back from the road trip. Peace.